Question number 1, tick the lower notes. This word is very important. Of each of the pairs of notes. That means what you ask is the lower note of this pairs of notes. You see the notes are in 2, so you're asked to tick the lower note. This is very technical and at the same time very simple. Now, if you're going up, okay, let me write the chromatic scale so that we can use that and work with what we want to do. I'm writing it here. Let me start the chromatic scale from C, ascending. We have C, we have C sharp, we have D, D sharp, we have E, F, F sharp, we have G, G sharp, we have A, A sharp, we have B. Back to C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's good. Okay, the first note here, you need to first understand the note that is there. I mean the line or the space of the note. The first note here is B, not just B, B flat, and this is B natural. And what is this sign? This sign is natural. Also need to understand the accidental. And flat means lower by semitone, natural stand, and sharp rest by semitone. And this is B flat and B natural. Between B flat and B natural, which one is the lowest note? This is B. When you're going this way, rest. When you're coming back, flatten. So A sharp is enharmonic of B flat. So that means after B, this note is going this way. So this is B natural, and so the lowest note among these two is B flat. So this is the lowest note. Then the next one we have here is C natural and C sharp. The same thing, sharp races, natural stairs, flat. So we are asked for the lowest note. Take note. So between these two, the lowest note is going to be C, C natural, because this is it. This is the C natural and this is the C sharp. So this one rests by semitone while this one is natural. So the lowest sounding pitch note is going to be C natural. The next one here is F sharp and F natural. The same thing. This is F sharp and F natural. You can see that the lowest is this F. So this one, the answer is this. I would have still written the box, but for space sake, let me take it this way. And in the exams, you're going to see with box. So I use this first two to show how it's going to look like. And this one, I just stick to save space for other questions. So between F sharp and F natural, F sharp, you see that F natural is the lowest note. The next one here is E natural and E flat. Let's see, this is E natural and E flat is this note, because this is E flat, E. So E flat, E. Which one is the lowest? The answer is E flat. So the lowest note is this. We are done with number 1. Number 2 says, tick the correct clef needed to make each of these named notes. So the correct clef needed to make each of these named notes. And the first note here is G. So which clef can make this line to be called G? That's just what you're asked. Just fix the clefs that will make each of these line and spaces to be called the way it's written here. The first note here is G. So which clef can make this note to be G? The answer is, if you say G clef is every good boy. So if you say F clef is good boy. So the answer is bass clef. So your answer, you just tick here. You have answered. The second one is E. So which clef can make space 4 to be called E? Which clef? The answer is, we say let's say treble clef and C. Treble clef has F, A, C, E. So the answer is treble clef. The third one is D. Which clef can make this note to be called D? Line. Every good boy deserves. So the answer is still G clef. And this is B flat. So which clef can make this note to be called B flat? If we say still treble clef, let's start every good boy. So the answer is treble clef. And this is F. Which clef can make this note to be called F? Let's see. And it's on a space. So if we say treble clef, the first line is E. So what will be a space before the E is D? So it's not. So the answer is F clef. In grade 2, you see boxes, but in grade 4, grade 5, they won't put boxes. If you see this kind of question, you will only be asked to write the clef, no options. And which clef will make this note to be E? The answer is treble clef. Don't mind my treble clef, but the answer is treble clef. And this one, which clef will make this note to be called F sharp? The answer is bass clef. So that is it. We've answered number 2, and I hope you're following us. Let's go to the third question. The third question says, tick one box to show the correctly written key signature of F major. I've thought key signature, I've thought everything, and I've thought how to place it, because it's one thing to know that F major has so accidental. It's another thing to know where to place it. This is one of the major challenges most beginners have. Not even beginners, most people have, because they can read music, they can start read music, but they can't write music, which is very, very bad. So look at this in 10 seconds and tell me your answer. Okay, let's see. F major is a key with one flat, and we have one flat here, one flat here, one flat here. So which one will be correct? Let's see. And one flat is placed on B lined. Let's see which note here, which clef, which exercise has that correctly placed F major key. The first one is bass clef and is placed on this line is D, which is wrong. The second one is treble clef and is placed on G, which is wrong. The third one, treble clef and is sharp, placed on B, wrong. Then we have a bass clef placed on B, correct. We have here bass clef sharp placed on B, wrong. Do you understand this question? Okay, then the last question. Tick 2 boxes to show the pairs of notes in this scale which are a semitone apart. This again, I will do chromatic scale. Then from the chromatic scale, I will form the key of C major, the scale of C major, because this is C major, and I will explain the intervals. Now the interval of a major scale is let me use, because this question is tone, semitone. So the interval of a scale in major key are tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. This is very important, and because this question has to do with this. So we can see the question is show two boxes that shows the pair of notes in this scale, which are this question, semitone apart. So this is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Let's do chromatic scale first, then we form a major scale from the chromatic scale, so we will know which ones are tones, and I will explain what is tone and what is semitone from there. Now chromatic scale from C is C. Oh, we have it, it's far, let's still write it. C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, and C. Now let's form a major scale from here, and then we'll know which ones are semitones and which one are. You see, from C to D, is it a semitone? Because this is C, we pass a semitone and D. So C to D, let's write C, we have D. Okay, let's write the note on the key of C first. We have G, A, B, C. From this arrangement, like, in fact, if you are really musically should I say sensitive, from what I'm doing here now, you can figure out which ones are in tones and semitone because of the spacing. This spacing already answers the question. The intervals here, the spacing. See the spacing here, then look at the spacing. So I think if you're really a little bit smart in music, you can answer even without waiting for the correction. But then let's proceed because we are still learning. We have from C to D. Let's see if it's a tone or semitone. We have C sharp. We have D. So from C to D is a tone. So from C to D is a tone, because you see the gap. Then we have from D to E. We have D, D sharp, which is supposed to be a semitone, is also a tone. Can you see that? So C to D, the septic two boxes which show semitone. So a tone consists of two semitones. That's two semitones makes a tone. Okay, let's see then. From E to F, you can see the interval is not far, so it's a semitone. So that means C to D is a tone, D to E is a tone, E to F is a semitone. So the first one we tick here. E to F is a tone, E to F is a semitone, E to F is a semitone. Then we proceed. F to G, we can see the interval here is a tone. G to A is a tone. A to B is a tone. And we have B to C is a semitone. So that means B to C is a semitone. Already, in fact, the question has already given you the answer, because the question specifies, say, tick 2. So this 2 is expo, is tip to get the answer correctly. Because if I were to be the person who said this question, I would have just said tick boxes that show space of note in semitone. I wouldn't have even put this 2, because putting the 2 will make you to like, no, okay, so it's going to be 2. Okay, we've answered this, and I hope you keep practicing this, because not just for grade 2, grade 3 you still see this. Keep practicing this and stay blessed till we meet again.